After I ended the last lesson, I realized there was one more question. Let's take a look at this question. Question D says, is this function strictly increasing on the open interval -1 to 1? Well, first of all, let's mark that -1 to 1 on our x-axis. Here we are, -1 to 1. Well, I can see right away, because I was color coding everything, that this isn't strictly increasing. If I start at -1 on the graph and go to 1, I see that it is increasing and constant. So no, it is not strictly increasing. Here's a graph for you to practice. If you don't have these notes printed, I strongly suggest you draw this so that you have it in your notes to review from. Again, we're going to look at the open intervals, but remember, you could be asked for closed intervals. And I don't think that Pearson MyLab cares whether you use open or closed. I think it just says intervals. So the first thing I want you to do is look at this graph and find the interval where the function is increasing. Remember that increasing is going up to the right. I can see that it starts going up here. And even though the increase changes, it is still increasing. So we don't stop on our interval. Where is that on the x-axis? All the way from -1 to 3. What about the interval where the function is decreasing? Going down to the left, we see it's here, from -2 to -1. And finally, where is the graph constant? There's our horizontal bit, starting at -4 to -2. Remember that each of these describe the numbers on the x-axis. We're not looking at ordered pairs. This is not an XY coordinate. Answer question D. Is the function strictly decreasing on the interval -2 to -1? So again, let's mark that -2 to -1 on the x-axis. Oh, I see it's all the same color. And I see, yes, it is strictly decreasing. You'll see that the next 2 pages of your notes is just a quick place for review. I'm asking you to write the basic equation. So for example, for our constant function, y = c, where c is any real number, I'm asking you to do a quick sketch. So if we say that this is c, here would be the graph of our function. I want you to find the domain and the range. Well, we know the domain is the set of all real numbers, and the range in this case is only c. 3 key points. We usually let x = -1, 0, and 1 for our key points. That doesn't always work for all graphs, but I'd like you to, oh, and then we're supposed to say the intervals where the function is increasing or decreasing. It's not. Find the symmetry. Well, we see that this one is reflecting across the y-axis, so it has even symmetry. And increasing, decreasing, nope, it's a constant function. So, and it's constant over the entire function from -∞ to +∞. Do that with each of these graphs so that you have them memorized and you're ready to use them when we work with piecewise defined functions.